Good? All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Schilling from Secoya Health, bringing you this week's Wednesday Wellness Minutes. And this week we're going to talk about enzymes. If you've never studied biology or anything of that nature, you probably don't even know what an enzyme is. Basically, what you want to think about is an enzyme in your body is going to take the amount of energy that's required for a reaction, and it brings it down. So these will work to your benefit. If you don't have enzymes, things aren't going to work really well, and you'll probably be dead pretty soon. So if you run out of enzymes, it's not going to go so well for you. Most likely it doesn't happen to the average person. It can happen to an individual, maybe here or there. But we want to talk about how important enzymes are for you. Okay? I try to condense down all the important nuggets and all the juicy stuff about enzymes that everybody wants to know, right? Everybody wants to know about enzymes. But here's a fun fact. If you have premature graying of your hair, it's due to a decrease in the catalase enzyme. And you can supplement for that. If your body's not producing it, we'd want to figure out what the cause of that decrease in catalase is, but you want to upregulate that, but you can take a proteolytic enzyme or some type of systemic enzyme to make that happen faster. As we age, as we venture through life, we decrease our enzyme production. Think about your enzymes as a bank. Like you wake up in the morning, you have a certain amount of your enzyme ATM, right? And every time you eat a cooked food, every time you eat a junk food, every time you have a stressor on your body, you take a withdrawal from that enzyme ATM, if you want to call it that. So as we age through life, generally speaking, by the age 30, we've already depleted approximately 30 or 20% of our enzymes in our body. So you don't get those back. You only have 80% left. As you get to 40, you've got to the 40%. As you get to 50, you're age 50, you're 60% depleted. And by the time you're 60, you've depleted about 80% of your enzymes. So if you think these puppies right here are pretty important, they are actually critical for your performance if you want to get the most out of life. So these are some things that your body doesn't produce as well as you age, and so if you want to up your game, this is definitely where you want to start. So I mentioned food briefly for a second there. What you want to appreciate is as food is cooked, if it goes above 118 degrees, you're actually starting to damage and eliminate all the natural enzymes within that food. If you can tolerate it in your gut, you want to eat raw food, and we're talking vegetables, so don't pick up a slab of meat and start eating a raw piece of meat, right? What you want to eat is raw vegetables and things like that because they're going to be rich in enzymes. Sadly, they're not as rich as they used to be because the ground they come out of or they're connected to is no longer as rich and fertile as it used to be. And we no longer use manure to fertilize our food, which as a result, I got the fan club calling, so apologize the interruption. As the manure was removed and the pesticides were put on the food, you have fewer and fewer healthy plants. So we're just basically, we're behind the eight ball. We got to supplement. You cannot get everything from the food these days, so you want to appreciate that. Enzymes are important for everything in your body, from balancing your blood sugar to supporting your immune system to decreasing inflammation. So let's go into some of that right now. Over 3,000 different types of enzymes support 25,000 different reactions in your body. Just take a step back. That's 25,000 different things that happen. And these are all happen instantaneously, simultaneously. It's pretty phenomenal. So you have proteases, which break down protein. You have lipases, which break down fat, and amylases, which break down your carbohydrates. So those are basically digestive enzymes. But proteolytic can be used away from digestion. In fact, your digestion is not a primary function of systemic and proteolytic enzymes. You want to think of these, the three we just mentioned, amylase, protease, and lipase, are your main digestive enzymes. But we can use other things, serratiopeptidase and nattokinase and things like that, which we'll get to in a minute, in order to break down tissues and help our body function better. So these are really helpful. Anti-inflammatory, we can look at gut healing, the lining of our gut, inflammation, decreasing that. There are two types of circulating immune complexes, or CICs, in our body. Some are beneficial, and some make us feel better, and some make us feel worse, if you will. If we have an imbalance of those CICs, those circulating immune complexes, we can have problems. We can have discomfort and things like that. What you want to understand is enzymes like these over here can help balance your immune system and help it function actually more efficiently. What is really cool about enzymes, when you use proteolytic systemic enzymes away from food, it can do crazy things. It can eat up plaques in your arteries. It can thin your blood if you have a blood clotting disorder. You can look at the overactive immune cells. It can support what are called your natural killer cells. Natural killer cells are what we think of as far as fighting viruses and stuff like that. So when we get stressed and everybody's like, oh, I went on vacation, I got sick, right? So because you finally decompressed enough that your immune system's like, oh, finally, we're out of fight or flight. We can actually attack things now. Enzymes can actually support your natural killer cells, which will help boost your immune system up and make it stronger, which will make you feel better and heal faster, which is fabulous. For the ladies out there that deal with fibrocystic breasts, fibrocystic ovaries, uterine fibroids, endometriosis, and things like that, systemic enzymes can help. You want to get to the root cause of why they're there in the first place, but if you are in a tough spot, this type of thing can help break that stuff down. It's fantastic stuff. As we talked about the amylases earlier, it can help break down fat. Breaking down that fat is good for a lot of things. We store most of our toxins in our fat, so make sure you have a healthy liver and gallbladder in order to get the toxins out of your body once you break down them from your fat. But they can help you maintain your weight, decrease weight, help break down the fat stores you have, and things like that. So they're really fantastic. So let's talk a few. One last thing I'm going to go is a couple of tips as far as how you can use these enzymes away from food and really make a massive improvement in your health. Well, let's talk about a few things here. Cerezyme. So this is a combination of different things, but catalase for the gray-haired people is in here. Serratiopeptidase is also in here. And this enzyme is really good for helping recover from injuries and maximizing your physical performance. Troy Epperly, who developed all these at US Enzymes, brilliant guy, basically lives by this one. He uses when he climbs his mountains. This is Therozyme. So this is going to help you recover. This is a ton of good stuff in here. We're not going to go over each one of these, but there's even a free radical catalase in here, which if you know anything about free radicals, think of free radicals as like, if you've ever seen the Tasmanian devil, the guy that spins around in a circle and just breaks things and then stops and he just snorts and stuff like that. You go look at the cartoon if you haven't seen it before. Free radicals are like the Tasmanian devils in the body. They're just breaking things up, and if they can't get some hydrogens donated to them, they can't get neutralized and things like that. Just think about somebody pouring a jug of water on somebody that's steaming hot, right? So you need these free radicals to be neutralized, so that's why we use antioxidants, things like that. But this right here is going to help you recover really fast. So if you're fighting something, you've been fighting it for weeks, and you have already figured out what the immune stress is as far as virus, parasite, bacteria, mold, or fungus, this can help restore your health really fast. We also use this to break down scar tissue, as well as cysts for Lyme disease, all kinds of stuff. So this is very fabulous. Nattokinase, sourced from Japan, nonetheless, is great for arterial issues. It's great for nanobacteria. It's great for kidneys, stomachs. We use it for everything. It just depends on what your situation is. Seazyme is really good for breaking down mucus layers and things like that. And think about anywhere you have exposed to the outside, your nose, your mouth, the vaginal canal. You can have your entire digestive tract is technically not part of your body. If you basically took your mouth and your anus and you stretched it, it's one tube straight. So things don't go into your body until they pass the wall of your digestive system. Therefore, there's mucus layers all over the inside of that, especially the inside of the stomach. If you have excess mucus, like in your sinuses, in your bowels, things like that, this is really good for that. Just to give you an example. Cranzyme is a recent addition to the US Enzymes family. This is really good for helping remove bacteria that have adhered to the bladder wall. So for the most often it's ladies, but men do suffer from bladder infections, things like that. This is really good for kidney health, bladder health, and things like that, avoiding UTIs and things of that nature. Digeszyme, digestion, of course. There is a Digeszyme Plus, which is twice the strength of this, but this is really good. This is all your enzymes, not just proteolytic, but the ones that are going to break down the food particles and things like that. So this should be taken with every meal, no doubt, no question. And then you have HClZyme. So this is an enzyme-boosted hydrochloric acid, and pretty much everybody on the planet is HCl deficient until proven otherwise. It is one of the most energy and nutrient-dependent substances produced in your body. So this is part of the line. This is not the complete line. There are chlorozyme and methylzyme and other tools that US Enzymes have, but these are sort of more commonly used in our practice, so we want to make you aware of those. So one of the cool things is, if you wanted to do what we call a protease purge, if you will, if I can say that 5 times fast, protease purge, not even, protease purge. Okay, so what you're doing is you're taking a ton of these away from food, and you're basically, like we've done with the HCl detox in the past, you're actually forcing the body to clean out all the garbage that's been holding onto it. And that can be in the digestive system, it can be in the brain. You can clear a lot of brain fog with this. You can help empty out toxins that are trapped in little pockets in your digestive system. It's pretty remarkable. So basically we'd take, if you were doing like a proteolytic enzyme from PRL or something, you'd probably take 10 of these at a time. With this one, you'd probably do 5, because this is just superpower, because it's got the astrozyme in there, and it's much more powerful than that. But you do that in the morning and probably around noon, do that twice in a day. You wouldn't want fluid or anything like that, but you do that for about 10 days. That's called a protease purge. So that's really going to break down a lot of garbage in your system. So if you're interested in that, just let us know. We'll provide you details. And then there's also the digestive enzyme loading phase. So you take one of these every hour for a day, and you do that one day a week for about 6 weeks. So one of these every hour, every waking hour, not you don't wake up to take them. So this is a digestive enzyme purge, so you'd really want to do that. But if you're a heavier person, and I don't mean heavy like heavy, I'm talking about like a bigger person. Like for example, I would take 2 of these an hour for a day, waking hours, and then if it were a more petite person that weighed 100 pounds or so, you do 1 of these every hour, just to give you a frame of reference. Not everybody's the same. So what's really cool, just remember, if you can eat your food as cooked as low heat as possible, okay? Below 212 is ideal, boiling water, but understand once you get above 118, you're starting to break down and destroy all the enzymes in the food. Remember, we don't get enough enzymes in the food because there's just not enough in there. The food is really a big challenge for our world, not just our society, but our world. Food quality is a big challenge. Enzymes are absolutely necessary for life. As we age, we lose them, so just keep that in mind. Depending on what your needs are, there is an enzyme that will help you. And what's really great about these is these are fungal and microbial based. They're not plant based, which can be problematic because where the plants are coming from. But these are all branded, which means they've been proven successful in clinical trials, human clinical trials. Okay, you cannot say that about a lot of products, but US Enzymes has gone way above and beyond the call of duty. Troy and Jason over there and the rest of the team at US Enzymes is fantastic. If you ever have any questions about US Enzymes products, just give us a call. We love them. They were just here last night. We did an event here in the clinic. A couple people came in, Eric Balkevich and young lady by the name of, she'd probably kill me if I forgot her name. At any rate, we had a couple presentations here, talked about US Enzymes, talked about how they function in the body. Halterman, Kelly H. Dr. Kelly H. He's an MD, medical doctor, works around here. At any rate, we'll post that information later, but it was a great event. Learned a lot about that and helped other practitioners in the area get educated on how the enzymes work in the body. So we're really proud to have hosted that here at the clinic. Again, we're trying to give you information that can be useful for you to help you be more successful in life. Without enzymes, you wouldn't survive, and with them, you're going to feel a lot better about life. So let us know if there's a product or a process you're looking for information on. Let us know what area of your life or what challenge you might be facing. Send us your diagnosis and let us know if you have questions about it. We're a big fan of ditching the diagnosis and actually treating the cause. So for us, we are absolutely obsessed about finding the root cause and finding the why behind the diagnosis. Okay, it's okay to get the information, but certainly never accept the prognosis that they might give you once you've been given a diagnosis, because only you decide that. And as long as you're willing to fight and scrape and dig and get the results you're looking for, and you can work with someone who can get you the answers, that's what you want to do. So never let anybody tell you what your fate is. That's between you and something bigger than us. That's all I know. All right? So share with your friends and family. Let them know how enzymes can change their lives. If you know somebody who's gray-haired or has fibroids or things like that, there's really no limit to how enzymes can work. They're really amazing things, and they can benefit you every day of your life. It just depends on what your needs are. Okay? So comment below. Let us know what you want us to speak about on the Wednesday Wellness Minutes. Share with your friends and family so they become more educated. Help them understand what enzymes can do for them and how they can enrich their lives, because all of us are decreasing our function as far as enzymes go every day of the week, and that's just an average person. So forget if we have any chronic issues with illness or injuries and things like that. So these can help you bounce back faster, stay stronger, and live longer, as well as live happier. All right, guys? Hope this has been beneficial. Let us know what you'd like to speak about, us to speak out, and we'll look forward to seeing you next Wednesday for the Wednesday Wellness Minutes. See you guys.